I'm here at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre for the one, the only, the great Gary Vaynerchuk. I came and saw Gary V here at this exact venue in Melbourne last year.
Sometimes in your life you come across people that simply give you that drive, they give you that energy to go on and change your life and move into a different direction. And anyone who knows me knows that this sort of talking about mindset and all that sort of stuff isn't really me. But you know what? If I think about it, I have been through a massive change or shift or transformation or whatever you want to call it since about 2010, 2011. And I really put it down to one single video that changed everything for me. Now the guy was a firebrand talent, speaking the truth, dropping bombs of truth. And in the video that I was watching, he came out and said, if you want to get stuff done, he actually said, but if you want to get stuff done, if you want to get moving, you want to change your life, you got to stop watching Lost. You got to stop wasting your time on stuff that's not important and get out there and do. And I'll tell you what, I've stuck by this guy's content and his principles ever since. It's almost 7 years now. And today, I get to see him speak live. And it's at a really important point for my life because I'm taking a slight little change in my business. So I'm going to go watch the man himself, Gary V, speak live. And then I'm also going to see if I can hunt him down and speak to him. And you're going to come along for that journey.
I wonder if he's going to deliver anything different this year to last year. I've got some of last year's talk filmed and I've never used it, so it'll be really interesting to compare what he was talking about last year, where his messages were everyone has to have a voice strategy, everyone has to start thinking about podcasts, and of course creating a lot more content. So it'll be interesting to see what he's got to add to that 12 months down the track, because it really has popped with Siri and Alexa and Apple HomePods and Google Home Minis, all that sort of stuff. That's where the world's going.
So I'm a couple of speakers in, which means I'm a couple of speakers closer to Gary V. We had Tammy from My Budget, she was okay, and JT Fox drove home a pretty heavy sell. But it's the man Gary that everyone is here for, I think, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to disappoint. So just trying to go down here, I'm going to grab something to eat, and I'm going to scout out where the great man might be coming in, because I'd love to get a photo with him, maybe a quick grab. Anyway, keep you posted on the progress.
So here I am, waiting for Gary V. He's due here in about 2 more hours.
Who are you looking for?
Gary Vaynerchuk. Who do you think?
Are you going to get him?
Of course I'm going to get him.
Man, this is a brilliant marketing idea. Look at this guy. He's travelled from Sydney, trying to get Gary with his own...
Newcastle to Sydney, missed him there.
Come to Melbourne to get Gary on his own Snapchat code. Man, that's got to work, doesn't it?
Got to work.
Got to work. We're rooting for you.
We're rooting. Thanks, guys.
See this guy right here? How can I point? Him? That's Gary Vaynerchuk's security guard. He's waiting for Gary to turn up.
So Melbourne, if you could, give a very big Success Square welcome to Gary Vaynerchuk!
Flying for 2 days, but I'm here, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Thanks for the warm welcome.
Blow this room up and get on stage, Gary!
want to talk about, the first thing that I want to talk about is executing on your ambitions, not justifying them. Something that I've been paying attention to over the last 24 to 48 hours, given the dynamic of this trip, I've been able to engage with a lot of people on social more than normal over the last 48 hours, which has been super enjoyable and very much something I love to do. So much so that I haven't been banned, or not banned, I haven't had to deal with Instagram stopping me from DMing people in the last 2 years, but it like hit the limit. Looking at a lot of the things on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and other things of that nature that have become such an important part of the way I think about the world. But more importantly, before we go into that, what I was doing over the last month as this kind of conference was coming together was, are you really wearing a Patriots fucking shirt? Jesus. Just completely took my energy to a different place. Punched that dude in the face. As I was getting ready for this talk, what I was really looking at were people that were making references to it, and then kind of going down the rabbit hole, especially on the flight out here after I caught up with all my work and still had 20 hours of flying. As people were referencing this conference, I was able to kind of go into their accounts and take a look at what they were doing, how they were doing it, and what's become really remarkably interesting to me over the last half decade, and especially over the last couple of years, is how many people hear me, understand or consume a lot of the content, but are unable because of patience, I guess, or many other reasons, how many people's actions don't map. I mean, literally the amount of people that I'll post something about something, they'll jump in and be like, yeah, Gary Vee, you're right, and then I click their account and they're literally doing the complete opposite. In that hypocrisy, in that misunderstanding, in that white space is really the thing that matters to me. And so in general, all this spiel that I'm starting this talk with has to do with mindset. I've been spending a lot of time on mindset. I don't like mindset because it feels fluffy. It feels a little too motivational speaker, and I don't love it. But the truth is, it fucking matters. Because the reason it matters is because it's the way you basically approach everything. One of the biggest reasons I think I've been able to build good companies is I put enormous stress on leaders, managers of mine, to understand that they're not capable. If they are not capable of being the bigger woman and man in every situation, even if they are 100% right, they don't have the framework. Hey Babs, great to see you. They don't have the framework to be successful as a leader. If you are not capable of taking the loss in the short term for the greater win, you will lose. You'll lose every single time. And so, to really set the tone for everybody, the sheer volume of content needed for every individual or business in this room to be successful in a 2019 environment is staggering, and nobody's really making the financial or mental or emotional investment into that level of content. The amount of people that are super fine with putting out 1 or 2 pieces or 3 pieces a day on one platform are just leaving an enormous amount of opportunity on the table. And so for me, if there's anything that I can get through today, and there'll be plenty of things I'll try to get through, but the sheer amount of content needed to take full advantage of this land grab is staggering. If you do not spend a disproportionate amount of your time over the next 24 months massively figuring out Facebook and Instagram, you will leave an enormous amount of money on the table. You may leave enough money on the table that it doesn't allow you to continue your business if the macroeconomic climate changes. I want to remind everybody that the last 9 years have been very good in the economy. It is the top of the funnel that creates everything else instead of bottom up. It's unbelievably important. If you're fortunate enough to be here and you feel okay to be in front of the camera, you need to lean in. You need to absolutely lean in. So please, if you're one of these individuals, and there are a lot of you in this audience that are not producing content because you're worried about the judgment. You know how many people email me, Gary, but I have to put on makeup. Why? Because your grandma told you when you were 7? But Gary, the lighting, why? You don't like the bags under your eyes? Good news, everybody has bags under their eyes. There is an enormous amount of insecurity in the system that is stopping people from creating the things they want, and it needs to be talked about in a much bigger way.
Sweet, thanks.
Did you guys learn something? Yeah! Turn to the person next to give him a high five, so I'm glad he came.
Stop giving high fives and go fucking run some ads. They didn't learn, let me tell you something, they didn't learn shit. If they follow me, they know. This is not about learning. I've pounded this for fucking 2 years. This is about doing. This is fucking exercise. You know what to do, you still eat cupcakes, fat ass. I mean, how much did this piece of shit cost? Like $1? Look at this. But it worked. What's your question? Or you can speak to them.
I'll give you.
Here we go.
I'm currently 15 years old.
15. Okay.
I did have school for this.
That's a great decision.
My question is there any chance to be a mentor?
So, Jesus. Definitely not. Mainly on the back of like, I don't even know how people, like, I don't even talk to D-Rock. I barely talk to my mom and my brother. I don't want to stand up here in front of, like, I don't care how much they awe and hum. I have no interest in bullshitting you. I think mentorship's an interesting thing. Here's what I would say for you. One, especially with me, nobody is spending more time and energy and resources trying to show people what to do. It's literally like, I'm putting it out every day. So like, mentorship, super easy. Number two, what I will do is I'm more than happy to give you a summer internship on my team. So you can figure out how to get to America. I'm sure you will, you made a fucking sign. And so,
Wouldn't use that as a boat.
you can just get on that. Happy to do that for you. You're welcome, Come on, take a photo. D-Rock needs still shots. I can sign it. Hold this up. D-Rock's been fucking bugging me. Awesome. You got a pen?
There you go.
Parker's nice. Now, here's the most important part of this. You have to sell this on eBay. Remember, I love you. Gary Vee! Do something. Do something. Please. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Even you. Thank you. Thank you.
One last announcement.
I think it's
Well, that's it. Gary Vee dropping bombs of truth and ready to go.
Yeah, you know what it is.
You like that?
Yeah.
That's fun?
Good fun,
He was good, man. He stayed like it's
Spit of fire.
like 7:10. We've been here nearly 12 hours. Well, that's it. Gary Vee. Got Natalie in here too. Basically, he just told us to do something. Just do something. Can do it. Just do it. And so that's it. It was different to last year, which was good. So it was way different and brought more value.
It's amazing.
I wonder if we can still hear us over this music,
Probably
but anyway,
not.
he was good. He's dropped more bombs and hit the mark.